Fuck me, and I mean that. I'm a 16-year-old guy who's broke and trying to make a living out of social media. When people hear that sentence, they usually imagine something completely different from reality. They imagine expensive cameras, brand deals, thousands of fans, and a kid who somehow figured life out before everyone else did. The truth couldn't be further from that. Most mornings don't start with excitement. They start with a notification that says my latest video barely reached anyone. The subscriber count hasn't moved in days, and the editing timeline is only halfway finished. And a quiet thought that keeps coming back every single morning. What if this never works? People only celebrate the ending of the story. Nobody congratulates the kid who uploads his 18th video and gets 200 views. Nobody remembers the teenager who spent 6 hours editing something that almost nobody watched. Nobody talks about the nights where you stare at your screen so long that you stop seeing your project and only see your own doubts staring back at you. Social media has created illusions. It makes success look instant. You scroll for 5 minutes and another 17-year-old guy drives a sports car. Another creator buying his parents a new house. Another overnight success. But what you don't see are the thousands of people who quietly disappear. The ones who gave everything they had before deciding they weren't just good enough. And sometimes I wonder if I become one of them. And honestly, that's a terrifying thought. My room has become my office, my classroom, my studio, and my escape. Some days I spend more time talking to my microphone than to actual people. I rewrite the same sentence 10 times because maybe this version sounds better. Even now, I change thumbnails for the 15th time because maybe this one gets clicked. I refresh analytics even though I know they probably haven't changed in the last 30 seconds. It's strange how a graph on a screen can decide whether you feel proud of yourself or like a complete failure. The hardest part isn't the work. I actually love creating. The hardest part is not knowing if any of this matters. Imagine working months towards a goal without even being able to tell whether you're getting closer. That's what this feels like. Even uploading is another guess. Every idea another gamble. Every day another chance to question whether you're wasting your teenage years building your future. People often ask why I don't just get a normal job. And maybe they're right. Maybe it would be easier. At least then I would know exactly what tomorrow looks like. Instead, every day feels uncertain. I don't know if the next day will be better than this one. I don't know if the next video changes everything, or if it changes nothing. Sometimes I feel guilty. My friends are making memories. Going out, playing football, meeting new people, and having vacations. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in front of my computer, cutting together clips for hours. I believe they might become something bigger. It's difficult to explain that kind of hope. Because from the outside, it just looks like you're sitting in your room and doing nothing. There was one evening I remember more clearly than most. It was late. The room was dark except for my monitor. I had spent nearly an entire week on a single video, and I uploaded it. I closed my laptop, and I went to sleep imagining that maybe, just maybe, this would finally become the one. The next morning I opened YouTube before I even got out of bed. The numbers barely moved. For a few minutes I just stared at my screen. Not because the views were low, because I had started to attach my value to those numbers. If the video failed, didn't that just mean I failed? That question stayed with me far longer than I wanted to. And then I realized something. The version of me that started this journey never cared about views. He wasn't chasing numbers, he wasn't chasing possibility. He loved making videos because every finished project felt like proof that he could create something from absolutely nothing. Somewhere along the way though, I had stopped measuring success by what I was learning and started measuring it by what strangers were willing to click. That realization hurt, but it also set me free because algorithms change, trends disappear, and audiences move on. The only thing that stays is the person you're becoming while you're chasing the dream. Maybe you're not trying to become a creator, and maybe your dream looks completely different. Maybe it's music, business, arts, or sports, or something nobody around you understands. And if that's you, I hope you remember this. Every dream looks irrational before it becomes real. Every successful person has a chapter where almost nobody believed in them. A chapter where progress was invisible, where the doubt was louder than confidence, where quitting seemed like the logical choice. The truth is, I still don't know whether this dream will work out. I don't know if one day I'll be able to make a living out of these videos. I don't know if this channel will ever become what I imagine it could be. But I do know one thing. If I quit today, I'll spend years wondering who I could have become if I had kept going. I'd rather fail knowing I gave everything I had than succeed at a life that I never truly wanted. Because maybe that's what chasing a dream really is. Not believing you'll definitely make it, but deciding that the possibility is worth the struggle. And maybe years from now, I'll look back at this tiny room, this old computer, these long nights, not as the hardest part of my life, but as a place where everything quietly began.
Huh.